So, welcome back to another episode of the GODSU Wednesday Icon Talk. This is yours truly, your MC and engineer, His Excellency Dakar, and I am the Director of Operations as well as your MC and engineer for our shows. And I'm also the CEO of Dakar Marketing Tools. And tonight is our
Woman of power. Whoop!
there it is.
Yes.
And tonight we're going to be interviewing none other than one of our recent graduates, Dr. Adama Kalokoh, Chaplain. So without any further ado, our Chancellor and my co-host, please take us away.
My pleasure. Now, I was just so excited to introduce this young lady, this visionary, this impactful woman who is not just doing great things here, but worldwide. And so without further ado, Dr. Adama Kalokoh, Chaplain, is the founder of Impact Sierra Leone. She is a humanitarian. She's a proud descendant of Sierra Leone and has always had a passion for helping others and international development. As a former active duty member of the U.S. Air Force, that's right, she is a veteran who has honorably served for 4 years. Dr. Kalokoh is a strong advocate for women and girls in Sierra Leone. She is the founder of Impact Sierra Leone, an organization founded to reduce socioeconomic challenges in Sierra Leone through empowerment, education, and building strong partnerships with the diaspora community. She hopes that her mission will inspire other descendants of Africa to embrace their culture and positively impact their home country, and certainly reach back, give back, pull down, and the only time she believes you should look down on someone is as you take their hand and pull them up. So without further ado, I'm just so excited that tonight we have as our woman of power, whoop,
There it is.
Dr. Adama Kalokoh. Dr. Adama, how are you today?
I am so empowered, inspired, and enlightened. I am honored to be here and just to really share my experiences. I am so blessed, and I really feel honored to be featured as a woman of power. And I take that very seriously. I take that to heart because, to really feel that, to walk in that, and to be that every day, I'm just blessed. So I'm honored to be featured here tonight. And I am really, really, really looking forward to greater things that's going to come, not just from me, but from GODSU. And for anyone else listening that is thinking about joining GODSU, I'm just really blessed to be here tonight to be featured.
Well, we purposefully had you positioned behind the former ambassador of the African Union, Dr. Arikana, because I really believe that you embody some of the same philosophies that she spoke about when she graduated. And in fact, she's your classmate. You all graduated together. I want to ask you, what has been the key to your journey to bring you to where you are right now?
Wow. There's so many things, but I have to begin with my faith in God. That is the nucleus that makes me who I am, that makes my character, gives me that vision. You really have to start somewhere. And so I really do credit God because I know that He put something inside of me. And as you get older, you realize that everything you do aligns to something, your purpose, your passion, your job, everything at the end of the day aligns. And I really do credit God as a big part of my journey. And along with that, I do believe we all have a destiny. We're not here just here. We have a purpose and a destiny to reach. But in order to get to that destiny, I do really believe He puts people in your path. And I credit a lot of destiny partners, destiny people that He has put on my path. And I have to say that a lot of that has kind of linked to service. Everything I've done in my life, I feel like it's had some touch of service, serving people, serving in the United States in the military, serving in the ministry of my church. And so I really feel that on my journey, God has been the first. God has given me the personality to really love people through the way I talk, leave something with people. I always feel that I don't want to just meet people. I want to meet people with a purpose, because if that's their last day on earth, let me be the one that has opened that light, been a sunshine. And so I think that for me, it's always been God leading me. And the parents, the people that He had allowed to raise me, they put some characteristics in me that I really feel that it's with me today. My mom, soft-hearted woman, but always believes, be nice, be kind, always be kind. Being mean does not give you any credit, doesn't benefit anyone. And so, always being at that person that helps people. And I really believe that is why I'm able to be in GODSU, why I'm able to lead a foundation, just that whole premise of find a way to help. And so being able to serve as an AmeriCorps Fellow for 2 years, serving as someone who always liked to volunteer, I feel that has been the link, been the whole reason for what I do. And so I know that, we all have a journey. We all have, again, a destiny fulfilled. And this is just a part of my journey. GODSU is a big part of my journey that I get to be able to leave as a legacy. And so I always try to look at the end picture. At the end of the day, we're all going to die. We're all going to meet at the next life. And so what we do, everything we do, we need to make it count. We need to live as if today is our last day. And so making every day count, that's been my whole motto. And the main thing that's carried me through this journey is that, keep moving, positive, being a positive person, always looking at, even in this pandemic, there's a light at the end of the tunnel somehow. Keep doing good. And that's really helped me on my journey.
And that's important that you say that as a woman of power, because there's so many people who in the 1919 Spanish flu pandemic, in fact, the woman who created the straightening comb, what's her name again?
Is it Madam C.J. Walker?
That's right. And we talked about her, right?
Yes.
Madam C.J. Walker. She died 1919 of hypertension. However, she built, during the time that they had the pandemic, is when she actually became a millionaire. They say the pandemic was in 1919. Well, yes, as part of it, but it was building up. And she was the first female millionaire in the US. Not the first one with an afro, not the first one with dark light skin or anything, the first one. In other words, even the Caucasian woman, as MC Hammer would say, can't touch this,
Wow.
And so she did that. I want to ask what I want to ask you, what are some of the initiatives that you're doing right now as a leader? I know you're doing your leadership with Sierra Leone. Tell us about those things in detail, because at the end, I would like us to be able to have the audience reach out to you and help you with fundraising, help you to uplift the things that you're doing. So kind of describe those for us. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I'm so excited to be the leader and founder of Impact Sierra Leone. It's my baby, but it definitely is an organization that is not just me, but so many great people surrounding me. So a lot of the initiatives that we do, I want to say that our tag word is empowerment. We want to empower our people. And so I am proud because I'm a descendant. I wasn't born there, but out of the desire to honor my parents, my father, who was late as of 1997, that drive to do something as someone who was born here. I feel that I have a power that many people who are in Sierra Leone don't have. And so thinking that this is where Impact Sierra Leone was born. And so our initiatives are focused on empowerment. And there are 4 key initiatives that we have. One is Empower the Farmers. We have a really great agriculture program that is located in the rural areas, and I'll get more into that. Empower the Farmers is one initiative. Empower the Students. We have a project with a school in the village. Empower the Orphanages. and empower the women and girls. And so those are our four tiers, and that's actually featured on our website. But our primary initiative, which started Impact Healing, were the orphanages. We started with Save the Young Girls Foundation Orphanage, and pretty much we have, my goal is that I wanted to make the girls not realize or feel like they are orphans. We wanted to kind of change the mindset through our initiatives, through introducing them to skills, to sewing, to arts. And I just started our arts and crafts because I have experience with making flowers. So anything that can really change their mind and empower them and encourage them, and to use that as a skill that could potentially be sustainable for them. And so right now our focus has been really trying to get supplies for our initiatives. For the farmers, we, getting seedlings and tools so that they can be able to grow a harvest. We just sent some funds to them to grow seeds and tools, but we want people, if they want to support, they can help us buy more seeds for them so that they can continue growing and helping with the poverty in that village, in that particular village. With the schools, we're always looking for people if they want to partner. We're always trying to send them school supplies. That's an ongoing thing. And I do have an ongoing project called the Barrels for Sierra Leone. I ship barrels of supplies to our project. So on our website, we try to feature as many opportunities for people to just go and donate directly to those. So those are our four babies. All of them are kind of connected, but we empower. We empower the farmers. We want to try to, develop vocational training, different things that will help them become better and grow in their skills. So those are our four initiatives. And again, they're on our website, and I'm very, very proud that they are growing from where they were months ago.
That is incredible. The fact that you are so tied in to the motherland, to where your parents came from. I found, as someone also who's an immigrant, and you're not an immigrant, you're born here, but your parents were. I'm an immigrant. And our children, we make sure that they go back home, several times a year, and that they do community service there. So I see you're doing the same thing as well. And it's commendable, because a lot of people don't realize that there's so many stars, that people look at celebrities and they really don't know that these people are not from here. Major singers and actresses, that they're not from here, but they don't claim their nationality of their parents. You know what I mean? And they don't realize that hurts others who, they don't know the greatness of coming from somewhere else. And so they've lost touch. And so I'm so proud of you, because you've kept in touch, that touch. I wanted to ask you, what has been your experience since you've been associate with Global Overday Seminary University, your graduation, et cetera, and how has that elevated your definite purpose and let you see further possibilities?
Yeah. Well, I definitely have had a lot of people approach me within the last month, and it has been more than empowering. It really has given me a sense of beyond leadership. It just sets you apart. And I really believe that everything that happens for a reason and at the time. And I think the timing for me was perfect with regards to my organization. More people, I wouldn't assume that they feel like I'm more respectable as an organization, but I do feel that I'm approached more now, whether it be LinkedIn or social media. And it has given me this, I don't want to say swag, but I feel like more confidence in the way I do things. When you have that title as a doctor, it puts you at the table of being able to have those conversations, being able to connect with those people that really can help, you can benefit each other. And I really do, I thank God that He allowed me to go through this as a part of my journey and God's. And so anyone thinking about it, really look at the end picture, really where you want to go, because it sets you at a place where you need to be professionally. And if you are someone who is an executive of a company or with an organization, I really encourage you to consider that, because it's for me, within the last month, You know, I have people that I would not think about reaching out to me, just saying, you know, I'd like to know more about your program. And, you know, sometimes you just need that door opener to get to where you need to go. So I'm really um, grateful for the networking. The networking is beyond amazing within GODSU. Just being at the table with some really incredible people, even at our graduation, you know, it was phenomenal when you think about the amount of leadership. You know, it really does change your mindset as a person, that you can be that person, and it gives you that motivation. So for me, I'm more motivated. You know, every time I put a post, it has a purpose, and it's tied to my being in GODSU. You know, the whole vibe. You're part of a family. It's not just a label, it's a family. And it really makes you walk and talk differently. So I'm really grateful, because that was my whole goal this year, is that somehow, some way I would go to grow in my personal development. And this has definitely allowed me to do that. So if you are looking to grow professionally and personally, I really feel that you should think about that, the GODSU as that method, or as that way, because it really is, it opened doors for me. It's a door opener, and I'm really, really grateful for making that decision. And I know that a lot more people are, you know, going to ask and wonder, you know, I want to know more about GODSU just by my representation. So I know now it's not just me, Dr. Adama Kalokoh. I represent the GODSU brand, and so it really does change my mindset and thinking and everything that I do, especially on social media, because now that we are here in this pandemic, we're virtual. So social media is the way. And so everything you do, everything you say must follow that. And so I really credit GODSU for help me take it a notch higher in where I am.
I tell you what, you know, when you have a exquisite, excellent product, and you put it in the proper packaging, that's
Yeah.
what GODSU does. You were always excellent. You were
Yes.
always full of integrity and knowledge and community service.
I
But
thank you guys. I have to add that, because I was recently on a webinar, and I was the only one with a plug light, and just the little things, the little things help, because a lot more people are asking me to be a speaker. I've been requested to speak at a lot of different things, and I was just one on Wednesday. I'm sorry, last week. And it's the little things that make big things matter. And so having the blog light, having, the background, just being able to learn that professionalism, those tips really do matter when you are asked to present or be a part of a webinar. You have that extra. And I got called and emails from people right after, like, wow, my gosh, your presentation was so phenomenal. So those things matter. It's not just within the GODSU training, it's the after that matters. So I really do credit GODSU for those tidbits of helping us as we go further in our journey.
And that's outstanding you say that, because I don't know if you've seen it, but sometimes there are governors and presidents of companies who are speaking, and they're in the dark, and they have the beautiful office background, but you can't see it because of the lack of lighting and etc. See, they didn't go through GODSU, because that's what we do. We're here to elevate you, uplift you, promote you, let people see you at your best. And so those are the things that we do, because we actually love you. And because we feel we were ordained, we were called to this work, and that's why we do it. So sometimes when we're doing, people are like, why they being so picky? Why they have to be so excellent? And then you go out there and they see you with your logo, with your background, with your name up, and they're like, this is $1 billion company. And that's what we want for you. Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yes. So Dr. Kalokoh, tell everyone, how can they reach you? How can they support you? How can they help you in everything that you're doing? Let them know how they can reach you, please.
Yeah, so as I said before, we have a website, and that is www.impactsierraleone.org, www.impactsierraleone.org. And we keep that updated every week. Every week we try to have a blog just to update you guys on all the great things that we're doing. And so we really have set up a way where you can donate directly to either the 4 initiatives that we mentioned. We do have an ongoing fundraiser, a t-shirt, which has our name, Impact Sierra Leone. And our favorite tagline, which is United We Stand, Together We Rise. That is something that I try to tell people, because together we really can do more. And I really try to direct people on the website, because that's really where you could donate. And our contact number is also on the website. On LinkedIn, I'm on LinkedIn, and I try to stay on LinkedIn every day to really just kind of, my main thing is, life is short. This year has taught us that life is short. And so I try to do positive, inspirational posts on there as often. And so if people want to link up, we do have a LinkedIn page for Impact Sierra Leone, as well as myself. We have a YouTube page where I try to feature a lot of our videos. And so, for example, this week we went to at least 8 villages and gave them tools and seedlings. So you can see the people receiving the seeds, and they're talking their language and they're thanking us. And so those are the inspiring videos that you can see and keep up with. And we're on YouTube as Impact Sierra Leone. We are on LinkedIn as Impact Sierra Leone. We are on Twitter. And again, our website, that's really where you could go and really kind of connect with what we're doing. And again, we try to keep that as updated as possible. And we take volunteers. We love people to be our voice, because I think, again, together we rise. It's not just a statement. It is a true statement. We love people to share and share and share, because sharing is caring. And we want people to share about what we're doing, especially those who are connected to Africa, agricultural, because our main thing is to do sustainable development. We want to really achieve those sustainable development goals with everything that we do. And so I know that, with GODSU, anyone who just wants to do something for a cause, let me know, because I am the connector, and I like to consider myself as a connector. So that is definitely a starting point.
You're welcome. Well, this has been delightful. It's been great having you. We enjoyed you. And I want everyone to reach out to Dr. Adama Kalokoh. That's right. And
Yeah.
that said, I'm going to hand this over to my co-host, His Excellence.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. So yes, want to remind you to please like, subscribe, and share.
Absolutely. And we have more for you, Dr. Kalokoh, as well as our 20 volunteers here at GODSU. We're going to bring them in to talk to you right now.
So now let's get into our outstanding workers.
Yes.
So our spokesperson for GODSU, Ambassador His Excellency Dr. Baffour Adjebewa, Chaplain, is the Ambassador of Ghana to the U.S. We have Ambassador Ericana Champore Kwa, MD, who is former AU Ambassador to the United States. We have helping with entrepreneurial encouragement. We have Dean, His Excellency Dr. Michael V. Roberts, Chaplain, who is the CEO of Roberts Riverwalk Hotel.
Yes, yes. I wanted to say that Dean Michael tried to come on a minute ago and couldn't. So I'm going to say that he is teaching a wonderful class, Action Has No Season 2.0. He's teaching it November. So we want everyone to register right now. The course is for $333. This gentleman, as you know, to have a day with him costs $50,000, and you're going to have a class with him where he's going to be teaching the class. There are 4 classes. Himself and Her Excellency Kara are going to be teaching the classes. You get a complimentary book, and you also get him teaching you live. This guy here has made $1 billion over his life. He was on MSNBC, CNN as one of the first African-American billionaires. And he didn't do it from throwing a ball. He didn't do it from any form of entertainment. He did it as strictly an entrepreneur in terms of, he went into politics. He then went into owning TV stations, satellite stations, real estate, hotels. He still owns hotels. So we definitely want you to sign up, okay? If you have any questions, you can call our 800 number, 701-0954, extension 121. and register through Her Excellency Cairo, or you can register through our Cash App, and that is 301-326-3191, so you can take that course. I just wanted to add because he tried to come on. Go ahead.
He is author of Action Has No Season 2.0. And we have helping with administrative work, we have Vice Chancellor, His Excellency Dr. Moore-Eubanks, Chaplain, CEO of a Global Alliance Technical Services, as well as Dean, His Excellency Reverend Dr. Joseph Hickman, Chaplain, founder of JH Global Consultancy. And we have Director, Her Excellency Cairo, Dr. Eubanks, UNCSR, CLC, CEC, Chaplain, CEO, Cairo speaks. And we have our Junior Ambassador, Sudan Eubanks, CEO of Sudan Dolls, who is also CEO of Sudan E-Consultancy, and she helped with GODSU app. And we have our board member, Her Excellency Dr. Arlene Span, Chaplain, who is founder of Arlene Sweats, and she helped with public relations, and the remainder helped with public relations. We have Chief Gladys Emekwekwa, who is Chaplain, who is CEO of Good Shepherd Health Services, Inc. We have Prince Dr. Kese Jabari, who is of Warrington Consulting, LLC. We have Assistant Dean Dr. Richard D. Miles, Sr., Chaplain, who is CEO, Chairman, and founder of the Minor Football League, also known as Money for Life. And we have Dr. Renee Drumming Brown, Chaplain, author, and president of Rock D. Ray Productions. We have our Assistant Dean, Dr. Charles Olawale, Principal Consultant at Graffiti Consulting, Inc. Jasmine Olawale, who is CEO of Beauty and Me. And we have our Reverend Dr. Lilithia Davis, Chaplain, who is CEO and founder of Dior to Live in Overflow.
Everyone, it's an honor and always a pleasure to be a part. I just want you to know that GODSU, the Global Overday Seminary and University, is a institution, a learning institution that gives you quality learning that will take you to the next level in your educational learning, whatever that goal is for you. But not only that, you're not just a number, you matter. You are one that will be able to connect with this university and be able to reach your full potential. They will push you to help birth out that is inside of you, whether it be a book or whether it be a business, whatever it is. If it's inside of you and it's been dormant, it's going to come out. And I am so happy about that because I have truly, truly been one of those that have seen the manifestation of God's glory. I am Reverend Dr. Lolithia Berard Davis, Chaplain. I am the founder and CEO of Dior to Live in Overflow. My focus is intercessory prayer to set the captives free from being held bondage to the things that of their past, that you can move forward, that you can still rise again. And so that is my focus. And I'm on another mission too, where you can be free to live in financial freedom. And that is helping others to be able to reach that level of credit scoring, up building your credit score so that you can be good stewards of what God has given you. We can't be good stewards of what God has given us and our finances if we have bad credit. And we want to break that stereotype of or that generational curse of lack and poverty. And so I'm with the community and I'm with my neighbors and family and friends and pushing that mission as well. Thank you and have a glorious day. You can reach me at live47 or you may give me a call. I would be glad to hear from you at 346-224-0784.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And next, we have Dr. Patrick Freeman Chaplain, who is Chairman and CEO of Artesian Development LLC and CEO of Rochester Chargers MFL.
Good afternoon to everybody. Her Excellency, His Excellency, I want to bring greetings to all of you on behalf of your Assistant Dean, Dr. Richard D. Miles Sr. He is the CEO and the founder of the Minor Football League, and that has been my focus along with being a recent graduate of GODSU. Since becoming a part of this great university, I have seen more of myself come out, and we are working together to form some very great things that we're going to do in the future. If you would like to contact me, you can reach me at pfreeman@gmail.com. But it is my pleasure and honor to belong to this great university, and we are going to do some great things in the future. Thank you so much. You can reach me at my email, pfreeman@gmail.com.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Could you also give us the website for the MFL and tell us a little bit about Dr. Miles, since he wasn't able to come on, and both of you are being featured today?
Dr. Richard D. Miles Sr., you can reach him at 240-551-8031. That is the number for the MFL office, in which he will always answer the phone. He is a very, very busy man, one of the finest men that I have ever met. And if you want to take a look at one of the most comprehensive professional websites, you can go to mflishere.com, as we are about to prepare to expand over to the African continent, bringing them now good tidings rather than taking away from the continent. We are bringing to them economic development and what the MFL means. We specialize in bringing players from the field into the front office, giving them opportunities that they no longer really get at the other levels. So that is the thing about the MFL. Dr. Miles is one of the finest men I have ever met in my life, and he is very honored to be an assistant dean at GODSU University. It is an honor to be with you all here today.
Oh, well said. No wonder you're the spokesperson. You're outstanding. Thank you so much, Doctor. Thank you.
And next up, we have Imam Dr. Salahuddin Muhammad Chaplain, who is founder of Muhammad's Marriage and Relationship Services.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate this opportunity. At GODSU, just take a moment to reflect on this. GODSU, Global Over Day, is the global workers of God. So we have come together under this umbrella, Christian, Jew, Muslim, and others, to do this work. So we know that the enemy wants to keep us apart. But here we say, no, 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 we're going to work together, and we're doing it under the umbrella of GODSU. And I appreciate that. What I appreciate a lot, or most, is the family that we have developed in us coming together, and the attitude of do for self. We're not looking at nobody else to do this for us. We are doing it for ourselves. And that's what I appreciate about Your Excellency, Reverend Dr. Diane, and the family, because we're about doing something for self. Now, I am one of the assistant deans, and my area will be Islamic Studies, or Islamic Chaplaincy and Islamic Studies. And also, I am the founder of Muhammad's Marriage and Relationship Services, because we believe that the smallest unit of a group is the husband and wife team. And if they're suffering, then we all are suffering. And so we're trying to make sure that everybody has their thing together because we want to be strong. We want to be strong under the umbrella of GODSU. How do you get in touch with Salahuddin? You can go to imamsalahuddin.com, or you can go to 914-475-2605 and you will get me. And inshallah, God willing, I'll get right back to you. So thank you so much, GODSU. Thank you so much, team, for allowing me to be a part of this great mission. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
And we also want to mention we have Designate Dr. Arlene Robinson Chaplain, who is funeral director and mortician. And we also have, who was our whoop?
There it is.
Woman of power. That was Dr. Adama Kalokoh, chaplain, who is the founder of Impact Sierra Leone.
Yes. So again, I am honored and humbled always to come before you, my people, just to really share a little bit of light about myself. And I'm just grateful to be amongst us. We are a powerful people with great things to offer to the world and great things that we have done. And one of the things that just came to mind is greatness lives inside of us. You know, whether we go through issues or not, greatness lives inside of us. And so I, again, am the founder of Impact Sierra Leone, and that is what I try to pour into everything that I do. We focus on empowering people in Sierra Leone, but not only that, we also try to encourage and inspire people that are here in the States that want to do good or help people in Sierra Leone. And so we serve as a connector, we serve as a bridge for humanity. And I love that anyone could serve, anyone could, you don't have to have all the credentials in the world, but as a GODSU alumni, I stand proud to say that, because I know that it means greater things are coming. And so again, I am honored to be amongst all of you today, and I'm honored to be featured as a woman of power. And I want to continue to walk in that power and inspire everyone, not with a head of power, but really just leading people throughout what I'm doing. And so again, I'm grateful. And for people who want to get in contact with me again, we have a website, impactsierraleone.org. And we also have our number featured on that website. So I am open and willing, anyone wanting to volunteer or donate to someone in Sierra Leone, the orphanages, the farmers, the young girls that are in school. We're trying to empower them through sewing, menstrual hygiene, and all that stuff. We definitely welcome anyone wanting to do that. We are grateful. So again, Dr. Adama Kalokoh, I'm grateful to be a part of GODSU and to be here tonight. Thank you. God bless.
God bless. Beautiful,
Yes, God bless.
beautiful.
Thank you. And also want to mention I helped with administrative work.
Yes, you did.
I help with administrative work, and I am director, His Excellency Dakar Eubanks Chaplain, and I'm the CEO of Dakar Marketing Tools. And we are an international graphic and printing company providing you with all your marketing needs to help you and your company grow. Our popular products are GODSU African American Bibles, magazines, banners, flyers, branded golf shirts, branded jackets, digital business cards, as well as printed business cards. And we turn your brick and mortar into an e-commerce platform. And you can contact us. You can text us at 754-260-5157, or you can email us at info@Dakar Marketing Tools. And you can visit our website, dakarmarketingtools.com. So with that being said, I want to turn it over to my beautiful, brilliant Chancellor and co-host for our show. So please take us away.
What a nice introduction. Well, you know what? The stars are right here. Dr. Kukala, Dr. Imam, Dr. Mohammed, Dr. Freeman, Reverend Dr. here, my beautiful sister Laleithia, Berard Davis, all here in front of us, and those are the real stars. You know, those are the folks that we appreciate, we love so much for all that you do, volunteering all those hours. Especially want to thank you all for sending actual names, emails, phone numbers of referrals for our earned programs as well as our honors programs. We have 15 new courses coming out. One I can't wait to see, which is going to be done, the Complete Islamic Chaplaincy, which has been, it's been presented already by Imam Dr. Salud Mohammed, but I told him I needed to be longer. He finished it and I said, I want it to be 200 pages, man. You sent me 100 pages, I want 200. So we're waiting to roll that out. I am so excited because we have several of our junior ambassadors involved in scholarship pageants. And the MFL, Dr. Richard Miles, has said he's interested in being one of the sponsors, as well as we got sponsorship from Dr. Charles Olawale and his daughter Jasmine Olawale have come up as sponsors as well for junior ambassadors who are in the various scholarship pageants. And so, you know, that's what it's about here at GODSU, is we try to find out how we can uplift each other. So I'm so grateful for the opportunity to add additional workers of God. Every single person that you see on here has helped to bring more students. And that's why they're here, because they are workers of God. They're out there making the community different. Some people, you know, complain and protest. Some people protest, but then they get into action and make a difference. So we don't want to complain. We just want to make it happen. And that's why I love each and every one of you here on this podcast, here with us on social media. So we thank you so much. And we need more people. We need more hands. We need more people working. So please remember that you're global workers of God as you work unto God. We have several messages for you afterwards. So please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and listen to the messages afterwards. Thank you so much.
Global Ovid Day Seminary and University GODSU is a 501c3 interfaith e-learning Global Florida Department of Education Commission of Independent Studies approved degree issuing religious institution of higher learning under Florida Statute 1005.061F in Miramar, Florida, a suburb of Fort Lauderdale suburbs. Our curricula include programs like our theology diploma, bachelor's, master's, and PhD programs, which are designed for students called to the ministries of teaching and preaching. Program enrollees include pastors, evangelists, missionaries, and laypersons. Our additional courses: Entrepreneurial Studies, premier self-development courses on wealth building. We also offer a mini course for youth, the Junior Ambassador Youth Public Speaking, to gain professional and personal skills. Chaplaincy Diploma, Love and Spiritual Interfaith and Christian programs. Chaplains are trained, certified leaders attached to either a religious and or non-religious institution or organization. Cybersecurity IT courses. Our licensed instructor has a 95% pass rate compared to the 30% national average for CompTIA accredited courses, such as Security Plus and Network Plus. 40% of our alum who've gone through our prestigious GODSU honors programs have also previously matriculated through their earned doctorate programs. Our alum include physicians, ambassadors, statesmen and stateswomen, icons and billionaires, religious leaders, titans in business, global philanthropists such as Ambassador of Ghana to the United States, His Excellency Dr. Bafor A.J. Bewa, Ambassador of Nigeria to the United States, His Excellency Dr. Sylvanus Musafor, billionaire builder and Dean, His Excellency Dr. Michael V. Roberts, former Maritime Minister, Government of Nigeria, Honorable Dr. Leke Olawale, President of FraserNet and Fraser Nation and Power Networking Conference, Dean, His Excellency Dr. George Fraser. Our world-class and esteemed professors include Attorney Her Excellency Reverend Dr. Diane Moore-Eubanks, PhD, Chancellor, Physician Dr. Eric Bizetsky, Clinical Health and Nutrition and GODSU Medical Expert, Physician Her Excellency Rhoda Makinde, PhD, Chief Medical Doctor, GODSU, Medical Missions, Dean Michael V. Roberts, JD, PhD, Dean of Entrepreneurship Studies, Dean George Fraser, PhD, Personal Development Studies, Dean Kyra Eubanks, Dean of Junior Ambassador, Professor Moore-Eubanks, PhD, Dean of Cybersecurity Program, Professor Reverend Dr. Joseph Hickman, Associate Professor, Theology Program, Professor Imam Dr. Talib Sharif, Professor Interfaith Program and Chaplaincy, Professor Reverend Dr. William Blake, Theology Program Curriculum Development, Professor His Excellency Dakar, Ethical and Successful Marketing Technique, Entrepreneurial Studies. Blessings!
Spokesperson for GODSU, Ambassador His Excellency Dr. Kalokoh, Chaplain, Ambassador of Ghana to the USA. Can you please give us a brief introduction and how we can get in contact with you in the embassy?
Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity. The embassy is in Washington, D.C. on International Drive, and we are very accessible. If it's a matter of landmark, we are between Bangladesh and the Israeli embassy. So we are very easy to find. I'm taking the opportunity to welcome all of you to Ghana. If you haven't visited yet, I think you should, because we more or less sit in the center of the earth. And therefore, when the good Lord was doing the business, he was standing on Ghanaian soil. You remember last year was the year of return, where we were trying to honor all those people who left our shores involuntarily, came into this country, had to deal with a language they never heard of, and yet they mastered it enough to write books and sonnets and whatnot. They didn't have much of an education, and the education they tried to provide for themselves was nothing to write home about. But then, again, they became scientists and inventors and whatnot. And in fact, most of them have contributed to the culture of America as it is today. And therefore, we're only asking that they can visit the homes that their ancestors left, see what is available, take a decision whether they would want to get involved. But we would want them to get involved, because for us, we've always considered African Americans as brothers and sisters. So for Ghana, we consider it your home. And home is where you go, and they have to take you in. So our doors are open. You might probably recall that in the course of last year, about over 200 African Americans were given Ghanaian citizenship in an open ceremony and such. We do believe that we have a little gem of a country, and we are encouraging everybody to come and put a certain kind of economic stake in it. Those people who came there earlier and made it, we didn't invite them. They just came and took what they wanted. This time, we are inviting you, and we are inviting you as kinsmen. So if the others who were not related and all that came in and made good, there is absolutely no reason why you cannot come and also make good. We need a certain kind of partnership. Whichever way we look at it, wherever we are, people see us first through our pigmentation. And I'm quite sure that that in itself is something to stand by. And I can guarantee you that those of you who are African Americans, those of us who are Africans from wherever, we haven't significantly had an objection to being called Black. Now that in itself is a binding wire. We should exploit it. Come to Ghana. I'm quite sure you will love it. And I'm quite sure that it will be good for our relationship across the pond, and also for a fair investment, for a fair return. It will be economically a wonderful exchange between African Americans and Ghanaians. Come to Ghana, you'll love it. Am I okay?
You're wonderful. It's great to see you, Ambassador.
It's good to see you. These days this thing hanging on the necks of all of us makes it very difficult even to make a move.
I know, I know.
Mm.
So much. So what we're going to do, because normally we do our residency part of our graduation with you at the Ghanaian Embassy, we're going to do it virtually. So we're excited to see you again through the phone August 14th, but know that we love you and know that we miss you and that we will be in touch telephonically as well as video. So thank you so much for your time, Ambassador, and thank you for being a volunteer. You've been a study volunteer for GODSU for years. You've traveled with us all over the country, from all over the world, and so we appreciate you, and we love you, we honor you. Thank you so much, sir.
Well, it has been my privilege and my pleasure. Thank you very much for making that possible.
Thank you so much, Ambassador.
Okay. You take care.
We will.
And we have helping with entrepreneurial encouragement, Dean His Excellency Dr. Michael B. Roberts, Chaplain, CEO, Roberts Riverwalk Hotel, and author of Action Has No Season 2.0. Can you please give us a brief introduction and how we can get in contact with you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. And Dr. Diane and Dakar, let me just say this. You guys continue to impress the world. There are folks now from coast to coast and outside of our coast here in the United States who are supporting you and listening to you and your training and your teaching. And I can't tell you how proud I am of you and to have been there when you started and to follow that career. And you allowed for so many people to be honored with their chaplaincy and their doctorates. And it just makes a human feel more important and more valuable to the community and to themselves when we're able to honor them the way you've honored them. And I just think you should continue to do this forever. I'm sure you will. I have no doubt. You also have your legacy with your three behind you, your three beautiful children, all of whom are, you know, the brightest and sharpest kids anyone will ever find anywhere. And that's because of the way you and your husband have poured in the leadership, the love, and the commitment back to our community. And this is what we need more parents to do. So unlike, you know, the whole more modern term of mentoring where it's sort of a person and a person, what I did was I wrote a book, Action Has No Season, and Action Has No Season 2.0, two different books. And I provide the data in there, which is the mentoring data.
Yes.
So therefore, I'm able to mentor literally everyone who reads the book, thousands of people. And it's written in a fashion, I mean, you and I are lawyers, you know, we can write big fancy words and people have to grab the dictionary just to look it up. I recognize the importance of writing it, you know, well, when I was in politics and was an alderman and run for office, whenever we wrote our brochures, you write your brochures about who you are so a fifth grader will understand it.
Right.
You follow me? It can be deep stuff, but it has to be easily to read and understand so that anyone can understand it. And I think that any mentor who's worth their salt has to be able to, whether it's in writing, as I've done it, or face-to-face, they have to be able to come to the level of the person they're talking to and speak to them on that level, but with the more profound result and types of data that you're trying to deploy to that individual. So that's how I kind of define and perceive the concept of mentoring. Well, every day when you wake up, you're given 86,400 seconds. That's the number of seconds in the day. And the moment you think of the moment, it's already gone. So therefore, if you're going to do anything or take action, you need to do it immediately. You don't wait for a certain time in the future in a season to take action. There is no season for action. Action is in the now. It's the existential approach. It's more importantly, it's the actionaire approach. And as you well know, I coined the word the actionaire, and that's
Yes.
one who takes their ideas, their dreams, their vision, their passion, and they pursue them with courage and confidence and bravado. But you're pursuing them then, not waiting for something to come your way, hopefully, but more importantly, you make the way. You know, in business, I see people sometimes thinking and lamenting and worrying about how their business is going to do against competition. And I tell them, don't you sit there and cry over what will happen potentially with this competition. You make the competition cry about the fact that you are there.
That's right. I love it. I love
Yes. But if your question is what should be implemented the most in today's world within our academic setting,
Yes.
I think we have to do that which we can to help people realize that as we move to the next decade and beyond, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and robotics will be taking over, and it's going to create a change.
Yes.
Now, it's pretty fundamental. Change is coming, right?
Yes.
In different ways. The question is, will you allow change to control you, or will you control the change? So I say to students and to anyone moving along in an academic world or outside of that, prepare yourself for the change that's coming. Anybody who has a job today that is repetitive in nature, by 2030, 2035, they will not have a job. 50% of the people who have jobs today will not have them because of automation and robotics. We're going to see big changes there. So the question becomes, how do we embrace that and become the entrepreneur that builds on this future dynamic?
Yeah.
And I will tell you that this COVID-19 shift, one that is making us potentially already forced into this futuristic system. Why? How can I say and defend that? Why? Because of what we're doing right now.
Yes.
I mean, normally this would be a face-to-face interview, and it would be an interview that the class of GODSU would have in a room with each other.
Yes.
But how are we doing it? So we're going to have much more of this type of activity, and this is a big paradigm shift. This is shifting as we have been accustomed to the future. And the younger people who are seeing this for the first time, this will be normal for them.
It's true.
And so the question becomes, how are we going to even enhance this experience?
It is, and it's funny because over a decade ago when I sat with you in Atlanta, and I gave you what I thought my vision was, and you put my vision up to another level. And I was thinking of a traditional brick and mortar, and you said online is fine. And the fact that we listened to you, now a lot of the other older, larger institutions now are trying to catch up to us because we've been doing this for a decade after we talked to you. So some of the innovative things that you've come up with is way ahead of other people, and it has prepared us for where we are today. I want to ask, and when I met you, all of my family, my children, my husband, everybody sat down and read Action Has No Season, and now we have Action Has No Season 2.0. What's in Action Has No Season 2.0 that's not in the first book that would get other people ready so they can be a decade ahead the way you have advised us to be?
Well, Action Has No Season 2.0 is a workbook. It will have chapters on how to develop your mindset in business, how to deal with predicaments as a chapter. And after each chapter, I have questions, and I leave lines for you to actually write. So you can actually take a test. More importantly, it's putting a mirror in front of you to look at yourself. So if I read it, if you read the chapter and you understand it, then I may ask you questions in the book that relate to you, and you then answer in writing right there, if you wish, just hope that next time I'm there for a conference, that Dakar will continue to play on my basketball team and not play against me.
Yes, that's true. Because for those who don't know, whenever we get together for our seminars, for our graduations, Dean, His Excellency, is always the captain of the mentors basketball game. And then the younger guys who are like 30s and under are supposed to be the mentee. But because of who he is, he gets to choose his team. And Dakar is always on his team. And between the two of them, they have monopolized and they always win the game. So Dean Kappa here, His Excellency, always wins the game.
I would prefer that if you're going to buy my book, to try to find a Black bookstore, and then they would get it online. If you can't do that, then go to Amazon.com and type in Michael B. Roberts. Action Has No Season 2.0, and you'll be able to pull it up right there and buy it right off of the Amazon network. So that's pretty much the only way to do it in today's world. That's the best way to do it, the fastest way. And it's on Kindle too, so you can download it if you wish.
And everybody in here has their own copy, the first one and the second one. And as I said, we're doing a class that will be Action Has No Season 2.0, and they will have to get that as the workbook, and the class will be on Tuesdays or Thursdays. We haven't decided. Right now we have 4 classes going on Thursday evenings, so it might be on a Tuesday evening. We will let you know.
Well, let me add one thing, and I need to thank you also for letting my daughter speak at one of our last graduations. She was very happy to have done that, Megan, and she's written several other documents and position papers. She continues. The original title was going to be Action Has No Season, Roman numeral 2. It was you who said, no, you have to call it 2.0. So I have to give you credit for helping me in the naming of that title. It was you who did that. And I listened carefully to you because you too are a mentor and have been helpful in framing it, the thinking and the thought process of me as well as many others. Well.
Oh, but it's my pleasure, it's my honor, and you know how much I truly love you, Dr. Michael. So thank you so much for being here, being our mentor, and whatever we can do to ensure that others follow in your footsteps, that's what we're going to do.
Can you please give us how we can get in contact with you?
Hello, everyone. It is my email address is ramvrsr@aol.com. That's the old school AOL. I'll repeat it, ramvrsr@aol.com. And that's the best way to reach out to me as well. So it is a pleasure to see our other guests who are online here. And we just had a wonderful dialogue. So I'm very happy to hear from everyone else. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dr. Her Excellency Ambassador Erikana Chihombore-Kwa is a medical doctor and activist. She's a public speaker, educator, diplomat, founder of medical clinics, and an entrepreneur. She moved to the United States after living many years in Zimbabwe. She's the CEO and founder of Bell Family Medical Centers in the United States. She was the African Union representative between 2017 and 2019. She holds a bachelor's degree in general chemistry, a master's degree in organic chemistry, and a doctor of medicine degree. Chihombore was a family doctor, a family medicine specialist in Tennessee, and she's practiced medicine for over 29 years in Tennessee. And she's also a GODSU honorary doctoral recipient as well, and we're so elated to have her join our GODSU family.
Thank you so much, Chancellor, my sister Diane. I appreciate everything that you're doing. I appreciate the work that you're doing to wake us up. I think as a race, we are going through a very interesting time in history. the 400 years since the children of Africa were taken out of the continent, it's really unbelievable to think that we have been through as much as we have been through, and yet we still have a lot of work to do for us to truly wake up. I find it interesting when you ask them, where are you from? And quite often they will say, almost 100% of the time, I'm originally from Nigeria. Well, if you're originally from Nigeria, where are you from now? It's like, I used to be from Nigeria, but not anymore. And they don't realize that's what they're saying. But somehow, we're too busy running away from our primary anchor. Why are we running away from our primary anchor? We were meant to believe that anything to do with Africa was bad and undesirable. We were meant to believe that everything to do with the Black race was bad and undesirable. We were meant to believe that anything that represents who we are is unacceptable, that we should always aspire to be something that we can never be. Allow me to take you to my village of Zimbabwe. Growing up in my country of Zimbabwe, prior to the British coming to Zimbabwe in 1896, we did not have the color black or the color white. We did not know about Jesus Christ. We had our own higher power. We understood there was a higher power. We had our own name of God and intermediaries who we knew. We could not speak and communicate directly with God. We went through our intermediaries. But the British came and told us that everything we believed in was unacceptable. But they introduced their own religion. They told us about Jesus Christ. And they told us about the angels. They told us that the angels were white and that there was something called the devil and that the devil was black. They told us about the color black, told us how the color black looks like, and told us how the color white looked like. Then they proceeded to tell us what the angels symbolized and what the devil symbolized. The angels were perfect, everything desirable, but here is the kicker. Even though they don't look white like the white piece of paper they told us it looked like, they said, oh, by the way, we are white. We represent the angels. And oh, by the way, there's something called the devil. Unacceptable, does all the horrible things. You want nothing to do with the devil, and that devil is black. And by the way, you too are black. Now let's all go to church. Let's all pray. And as we worship, we all want to be like the angels. And the angels who just happen to be white. Let's all pray to a Jesus who, even though in the Bible it is clear that Jesus Christ was not white, his color, skin color is described as crimson in some scriptures. We all know very well when Mary and Joseph were trying to run away from King Herod, they were advised to go to Egypt, not Europe. Why Egypt? Because they knew in Egypt he was going to blend with others who looked like him. If he was a white person, they would have advised them to go to Europe. But there he would stand out like a sore tooth. The issue of white angels and black devils was done intentionally. For those were the instructions the missionaries were given when they came to Africa, to criminalize blackness, to make us believe everything black was undesirable, to make us hate ourselves and aspire to be something we can never be, white. The black woman gave birth to the first human being. Why is it then that those who gave birth to humanity are treated as the scum of the earth? Why is it that We are being told that we are inferior, and yet we know the truth. Why is it that we have accepted these lies? I often say a Black man who has had a shop in a Black neighborhood for years, the minute a Chinaman shows up with his own shop, we will walk right past the Black man's shop to patronize the Chinaman. And pretty soon, we are putting the Black man out of business. The reality on the ground in your Africa, in our Africa is, and please pay attention to this. Today, as we speak, there isn't a single African country that has the capacity to build a railway line. There isn't a single African country that has the capacity to build an airport. That capacity is in the diaspora. One of the best airports in the world, the most well-run airport in the world, was built by the majority Black companies, and majority continues to be run by majority Black companies. And I'm talking about the Atlanta airport, the Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport. And yet, airports are being built every day in Africa by the Chinese, while Africa's children, who are very capable, are sitting in the diaspora. The reason the children of Africa are not building those airports is because the African leaders do not know how to reach them. It's because we are disorganized. We are not united. There's no one place you can pick up a phone call and reach the African diaspora and let the African diaspora know about what is going on in our Africa, because what is going on in our Africa is your inheritance and you deserve to have access to it. Here is the reality on the ground, my brothers and sisters. Come next year, the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Area is going to begin. The Chinese, who are already in Africa, are getting ready to quadruple their presence. They're getting ready and mobilizing all their financial resources. The Europeans who have been in Africa for centuries are getting ready to quadruple their presence. Because why? They know that the capacity that is needed to build a sustainable Africa is in the diaspora. It is not on the continent. But they also know that the diaspora, the true inheritors, are fast asleep. So come next year, just picture what's getting ready to come from the West and what is getting ready to come from the East. There is a void in Africa. And that void is what was created by the brain drain that took place over the past 400 years, the brain drain out of Africa. When the slavers took the children of Africa as slaves, they took the best and the fittest that Africa had. And then we have the latest migrants who left Africa in search of greener pastures, some running away from famine and war. The end result is the void that was created by the brain drain. It is precisely the void that is being filled by the Chinese and by the Europeans. The question I have for you, my brothers and sisters, Africa remains the richest continent on earth. In spite of many centuries of exploitation, the colonizers have only taken maybe 10% of Africa's natural resources. There's still plenty of natural resources that belong to you and I. Every day we are discovering more and more natural resources in our beloved Africa. Here is the reality on the ground. Come next year, the question I have for you, children of Africa, there is a seat that has your name. If you do not occupy that seat, others will occupy that seat for you. For you to stop asking the question, why is it that the Chinese are getting the contracts to build Africa? Well, they're getting the contracts because you are missing in action, because you are not available to take over that contract. The reality is the Cape to Cairo highway is going to be built. The Senegal to Djibouti high-speed rail is going to be built, and highways everywhere in between. New cities are going to be built, ports are going to be built. The question is, by who? That is your inheritance. The continent, which has which is producing 50% of the world gold, the continent which produces the largest amounts of platinum in the world, the continent which is the second largest producer of diamonds, the continent with over 65% of the arable land in the world, the continent which is the largest producer of coltan, I can go on and on and on, is your continent. They are ready to come take everything that's on the continent. The African heads of states are saying, Ambassador, let the children of Africa in the diaspora know that they must come home. They must come and take what belongs to them. You see, the white people are going to Africa poor and they come back rich. The African heads of states are saying, there's nothing wrong with the children of Africa coming home to Africa, investing in Africa, come home poor, and also live your Africa rich. Go back to the United States, go back to Europe and play golf just like they do while your money is working for you in Africa. The time is now, my brothers and sisters. We do not have time to waste. We do not have time to continue to self-hate. We do not have time to continue to distrust each other. I am here to let you know that Africa, if we do not come together this time, is going to be gone for good. The choice is yours. I have registered an entity called African Diaspora Development Institute. This is an entity that I'm hoping we can all come together as children of one mother Africa, that once and for all we can come together and look towards going home once the African Continental Free Trade Area implementation begins. But that this time we are not going to in as fragmented Africans, but rather we are going back home together as a united front, a united, beautiful, intelligent, sophisticated, highly adaptable, and totally indestructible front, family of one mother Africa. Please, I urge all of you to go to our ADDI, that's OUR, and sign up. We want to know who you are professionally. We want to know if you are an organization, if you are a company, what services do you offer? So come time to go home, we want to be able to find you. Let's go home, my brothers and sisters. And for the purposes of waking up, I've also written a book which is called Africa 101, The Wake Up Call. I understand if we are to succeed at coming together, we must understand our history. Africa 101, The Wake Up Call is educating us about our history, what they have done to us during slavery, during colonization, after independence, the games they continue to play with us today, and the reasons why you and I must wake up and unite and realize as children, one mother Africa, we must unite and work towards a common destiny. And that is going home to Africa and claim our inheritance. I thank you.
That is amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you so much, my sister. I really, truly appreciate you. We are in it together. We are a wounded people, and we are only going to survive when we come together. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Welcome, Her Excellence.
Thank you, Ambassador. Followed by an embassy host for GODSU, Minister Dr. Jane Addams, who's the interim DC representative for the Nigerian government to the US. Dr. Jane Addams, can you please give us a brief introduction and how we can get in contact with you in the embassy?
Good afternoon, and thanks so much, Dr. Diane and His Excellency, Dakar, and everyone present here. It's a great opportunity to meet you and to talk to you. My name is Dr. Jane Addams. I happen to be one of the GODSU alumni, and I owe my appreciation, most especially to God Almighty and to Dr. Diane, who has been a mother to us, a very wonderful person. And, you know, sometimes in life, God guides you and brings you in contact with what we call helpers of destiny. And then Dr. Diane happens to be one of those helpers of destiny that God brought me in contact with. And I'm really grateful to God. And also Professor Odu. By his special grace, I happen to be one of the staff, one of the diplomats working in the Embassy of Nigeria, Washington, D.C. I am the acting deputy head of mission, in the diplomatic circle in the United States, the position is the position actually for an ambassador who is the second ambassador in the embassy and is referred to as the deputy chief of mission according to the diplomatic protocol. But in the absence of a nominated ambassador and who has actually retired, so I'm acting in that office as the acting deputy chief of mission. So I'm thankful for this opportunity to be a part and parcel and a family of GODSU, because we've come a long way, and I'm also thankful to God for what I have learned so much from GODSU, the spirit of oneness, the spirit of love, the spirit of understanding and reaching out, and so many things that has been able to effect a change, not just in my life, but the people around me, to reach out to people positively. That is what I have learned from GODSU. I remember the day I graduated, it was really wonderful. I wept, in my heart I wept because I didn't expect it, but it happened. And for God to bring you this far, you have to be thankful to Him and to be able to reach out to people. And given the situation, I wouldn't call it situation, same time, because I know it will soon pass, of this pandemic, it has also helped us to reach out. Each time I refer to my notes on chaplaincy, it has helped me to reach out to a lot of people, to tell them, to encourage them that it's not going to be the same. I have been able to reach out to people to encourage them that irrespective of what you're going through now, God tells us that He has the best for us. And the best for us is because it's going to bring us to an expected end. And what is that expected end? The end of hope, the end of a jubilation, that this COVID will not remain with us, but it will pass over. And for us to pray for the scientists to come up with something that will help humanity. And we're all here to serve humanity. And I tell people the same thing, just like government ambassadors. We are ambassadors of Christ because God has chosen us to serve humanity. The government has chosen us to also serve humanity. So we play as the human ambassadors, but we are spiritual ambassadors when it comes to God. So I really, really want to seize the opportunity to also thank and appreciate the family of GODSU alumni. They've been exceptional. For me, that's how I say it, because there are times in life you may not have an opportunity to meet such people who can bring you out, who can present you and make you become global. And that is what GODSU alumni has done for me. Because sometimes people may not really know who you are. I wouldn't have met all of you here if they didn't give me the opportunity. And I want everybody to be thankful and appreciated. So I'm really thankful, Mom. You've been a mother to me. God bless you. Thank you so much. And in the course of my career, it has been wonderful working as acting deputy head of mission to assist the ambassador in carrying out the activities of government. The government's day-to-day activity, to be able to influence positively issues that has to do with your country and where you find yourself, that is the host community. And that's what we're doing, in terms of consular activities, reaching out in terms of, although right now, given the pandemic, we've slowed down, we're actually having skeletal activities in the office. We have rotational sessions. We still have like 17% who are still working remotely from home. It hasn't actually stopped us from working. We're working remotely from our homes. We're still communicating with our government, and we're doing our best to also, for every ambassador, for every diplomat, the interest of your government is paramount in that particular state where you find yourself. Yeah. So the interest of Nigeria is paramount to us in the United States, where it's really a thing of joy that I'm able to talk to very important people here who are also my brothers and my sisters. So thank you so much, Dr. Diane. Thank you, Dakar, for this opportunity you have given to me. I'm grateful.
Thank you so much, Dr. Jane Addams. And it's wonderful to see a woman sitting in the ambassadorial seat of Nigeria, even if it's as interim. And so we are so pleased that you're an alum. We're so pleased that you've opened up the Embassy of Nigeria every time that we've needed to come there as part of our graduation. So we thank you so much. And we're so excited that on August the 14th, we're going to do this again with you in the embassy. And so we thank you for your time. God bless you. And we